Thanks for checking out the Silver Report's weekly wrap-up, a look back on the week at what headlines moved the markets. First and foremost, if you're new to investing or just need a few investment ideas, check out our quarterly investment newsletter at SevilleReport.com. Serious investment ideas made available for new and experienced investors. And now to the headlines. On Monday, the markets got off to a rough start. The Dow closed down 115 points and the S&P closed down 14 points. In news that moved the markets, Deutsche Bank announced an $8.3 billion revamp, which includes exiting the company's equity business and cutting 18,000 jobs. Rosenblatt securities analyst Zhong Zhang downgraded Apple stock to sell, stating fundamental deterioration over the next 12 months is his reasoning. Boeing also helped to drag down the markets on Monday. The company lost a $6 billion deal after a Saudi airline canceled an order for the company's 737 MAX planes. If you like to buy with the herd, Yahoo reported that millennials with TD Ameritrade accounts were accumulating shares in Tesla, Canopy Growth, Beyond Meat, Uber, and Nvidia in June. On Tuesday, the markets were mixed, with the Dow closing down 22 points, the S&P turning positive towards the end of the day, and the Nasdaq closing up 43 points. 3M weighed the markets down on Tuesday, dropping 2% on the day. Cisco announced plans to purchase Massachusetts-based semiconductor company Acacia for $70 per share, and billionaire Richard Branson announced that he's making his space tourism company Virgin Galactic a public company by way of a merger. In earnings news, PepsiCo reported earnings per share of $1.54, which beat estimates by 3 cents, and revenue of $16.4 billion was in line with analyst estimates. Levi Strauss missed EPS estimates by 7 cents, reporting earnings per share for the quarter of 7 cents, and revenue of $1.31 billion missed estimates by $120 million. On Wednesday, the Dow closed up 76 points, the S&P 500 broke over 3,000 but ended the day at 2,993 points. The Nasdaq was also up 60 points on the day. All eyes were on the Fed's Jerome Powell, who was in Washington to provide insight on the economy. As usual, he noted the Fed would act appropriately to sustain expansion. Some people took this as a sign of a possible rate cut in the future. In other news, crude oil spiked in price due to a shrink in U.S. inventories and major producers cutting operations in the Gulf because of an expected storm. In earnings news, Bed Bath & Beyond reported earnings for the quarter of 12 cents, which beat estimates by 4 cents, but revenue of $2.5 billion missed estimates by $10 million. On Thursday, the Dow closed up 227 points, the S&P closed up 6 points, and the Nasdaq was down 6 points. Jerome Powell had his second day of testimony in Washington, and again he left investors optimistic about a rate cut in the future. United Health had a big day after the White House decided to reverse its stance on drug rebate reform. United Health was up 13% on the day. The T-Mobile and Sprint deal hit a snag, and the parties plan to extend merger talks past the July 29th deadline. Ownership restrictions and other conditions surrounding the Dish network are thought to be holding up the deal. In earnings news, Delta reported an EPS beat of 7 cents and revenue of $12 billion was in line with analyst estimates. On Friday, the Dow continued to run, closing up 243 points, the S&P closed up 13 points, and the Nasdaq closed up 48 points. All three markets hit new highs as investors remained optimistic about a rate cut. U.S. regulators and Facebook came to an agreement where Facebook will pay a $5 billion fine over privacy issues, and Anheuser-Busch pulled its planned IPO for its Asia-Pacific unit due to current market conditions. In crypto news, consumer and privacy groups were asking Congress to put a halt to Facebook's Libra coin. In addition, President Trump stated Facebook may be subject to full banking regulation if it wants to launch its coin. In crypto tracking, digital coins continued to move sideways during the week. Bitcoin was trading at $11,623 at the time of this recording. Ethereum was trading at $274.25. Litecoin was trading at $105.16, and Ripple was trading at 34 cents. Crude oil closed out the week at $60.30 per barrel, up from last Friday's close. A big winner for the week was Millicron Holdings, MCRN, which increased by 18% on the week. A big loser for the week was Illumina Incorporated, which lost 19% of its value during the week. A link to sign up to our weekend article In Focus is in the description below. Before you make a buy or sell decision, definitely check out In Focus. Thanks again for checking out this week's Silver Report Market Wrap-Up. This channel is dedicated to anyone who wants to start investing but doesn't know how or where to start. If you have any questions, ask in the comments section, like and subscribe, and may your next investment be your best investment. See you next week.